What's up, everyone? So, there's a reason that I'm wheeling around on this thing. Unfortunately, I broke my foot. But that's not gonna stop the picks.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back. Okay. So, my camera died, but I was just going over the picks. I'm just trying to get somewhat comfortable here. I apologize. I haven't got my foot x-rayed yet, but I'm very sure it's broken. Okay, let's go over the card last week real quick before I start talking about this week and the Goonie press conference that just happened, which was awesome. Okay, so Joshua Van, he won. We're 1 for 1. Nicholas Mata, dude, Tom Nolan, what happened with that guy, eh? Dude, he just got way too overconfident, came in swinging like he was on the regional scene still and got KO'd. So that happens. Really bad read by me. Honestly, I was making fun of Nicholas Mata, so that's probably why it happened. So I'm sorry, Nicholas Mata. I owe you an apology, and nice KO, man. Okay, Weston Wilson got dusted by Gene Silva. That guy shouldn't be in the UFC. Like, he needs to leave. Like, you're cut. Weston Wilson, you're cut. Fareed Basharat, competitive-ish decision like we thought. Oh, sorry, so we went 1 for 1, 1 for 2 with Mata and Nolan. I think a lot of people picked that one wrong. That was an easy one to pick wrong, I think. Then we went 3 for 2, 4 for 2. Marcus McGee, 5 for 2. Preston Parsons, my brother. The casual professional got it. He picked Preston Parsons. I had Matthew Semmelsberger, and honestly, Semmelsberger, I won't be betting on him in the future. He's not that good. So I went on the prelims. I went 4 for 6. So I went. I got 2 wrong on the prelims, and then we went Waldo Cortez Acosta. I got that right, obviously. That was pretty. I don't like that guy. He's gonna lose his next fight, I think. Too overconfident considering he was taking on Arlovsky, who just like, dude, he's way past his prime. He's like dancing and like stunting on the legend Arlovsky. I just didn't like it. I don't really like that guy, to be honest. Salsa Boy is also a stupid name. Poor Phil Hawes, unfortunately. Anyway, we got that last pick right. Poor Phil Hawes, I honestly feel bad for him. Yeah, he got knocked out again. I think that's like 4 in the last 5 or something, or 4 in the last 6, and they've all been pretty bad. So I feel bad for Phil Hawes. I don't know what he really should do. I mean, realistically, you got to retire, right? Yeah, no, it's not worth it. You just keep getting knocked out by these guys. They're too high level. They're too fast to hit too hard for what you can endure. Okay, anyway, we got the pick right. Ferrer with the knockout, saying Phil Hawes should have won, but yeah. Anyway, so I picked that. Batista. My initial thoughts on this fight. This is an interesting one. Right off the bat with my initial picks, like this, like I'm going to do on the pay-per-view here. Strickland versus EDP. But anyway, so I saw this fight, Batista versus Simone, and instantly I was like, you know what, Mario Batista, he's on a great run. He's got a really well-rounded like game plan, and striking's pretty sharp. He did well against some really high-level competition last time, so I thought that was good. And I picked him initially, and then I was like, as I thought about it more during the week and as it got closer to the fight, I was like, man, Ricky Simone's wrestling. His his level of competition's like even higher. So I started doubting myself, and I started thinking Ricky Simone. Like, even as I was editing the video, I went over to Simone. But anyway, so I can call that a loss because I really did have Simone officially, but Batista definitely was my original pick, and it was right. So yeah, I'm gonna call that wrong, obviously. Jim Miller, classic. I'm glad I got him as a dog early, and yeah, that was just an easy win. I mean, Benitez hadn't fought in how long, and he looked like it. Miller's the man. Okay, and then Magomed. So we actually went, if you discount the Batista and Simone one, I went perfect. But yeah, with the Batista loss, or the Batista win, sorry, I missed one. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only missed 1 out of 5. So 4 correct. Not bad. Anyway, let's take a look at this week's card. Again, I've done a bit of research, but not too much. I actually know these fighters a lot better than I did on the previous card. Malcolm Gordon, same thing, high level of competition, but he loses. So like, what does that really mean? He's fighting Jimmy Flick. Jimmy Flick's an interesting guy because he actually retired, like spontaneously retired on, I think, a 2-fight win streak or something like that. And it was like, what the heck? He's like, my heart's not into it, whatever. And Jimmy Flick dipped out of the sport for, I would say, like 2 years. And then he came back, and he had like crazy ring rust, I thought. And he lost, I think, 2 in a row. Like, let's double check here. But very weird career from Flick. Oh yeah, he came out. So this is weird. So he came back, and then he lost both of his fights by knockout. First one to Charles Johnson in the first, I remember that, and then to Alessandro Costa in the second round. I watched both these fights, and I didn't think he looked particularly good, like, at all. So, I mean, this is a fight that I don't think I would want to, like, bet on, but I'd probably edge to Malcolm Gordon, just considering Flick's last performance. He's looked like the brick out there, the brickhead. You know, no offense to him, seems like a nice guy, but I wouldn't bet on that guy. But he does have crazy jiu-jitsu. Like, he has got some good jiu-jitsu finishes, but he's usually not winning the ones that he's, like, that he gets the win. He's usually losing, and then he pulls off a sub, you know? So I don't think I like him. I'll go Malcolm Gordon. Jasmine Jasduvicious. Jasduvicious. I think she's Canadian, fighting out of, like, Niagara Falls or something. She's fighting... it's not coming up right now for some reason. You should see that. Cachohera, or whatever her name is. Honestly, I don't remember exactly how she pronounces her name, but I think it's like Priscilla Cachohera or something like that. But I think this is kind of like a feeder fight for Jasmine. She's in front of her home crowd in Canada here. Let's go. I'm here in Canada in case you didn't tell by the way I speak. Yeah, so Jasmine's probably going to win this one. I mean, she's pretty well-rounded. She keeps getting better too. I kind of like the way she's looking lately. She's on a bit of a run, and she's 9-3 now. Yeah, I mean, her last few look pretty good. I'm not going to spend too much time on this fight because, honestly, I don't bet on women. No offense to them. I just find them to be a lot more unpredictable in the outcomes. I think their performances vary a little bit for a couple of reasons. Oh, yeah, so she beat Miranda Maverick. That's a good look. Tracy Cortez beat her earlier in the year, but Cortez is actually pretty good too. Brian Ortega's girl. Yeah, I mean, I think she's going to win. That's all there is to it. I think she's a little bit better. What's this girl's name? I need to see after I said it. It's probably so wrong. Oh, yeah, Priscilla Cachohera. Okay, so this is pretty close. Oh, we'll see what I said earlier when I'm watching it back. Yeah, I think she's going to lose. All right, next. Back to the prelims here. Yohan Lianesse versus Sam Patterson. Dude, Sam Patterson got knocked out last time, and it was, like, scary. It was a bad KO where he was kind of, like, lost and not knowing what was going on, kind of twitching out. Never like to see that, honestly. That's a little bit, you know, everyone likes violence, but no one wants to see anyone really get hurt in there, and that's not good stuff. Anyway, he got knocked out by that guy, Yanal Ashmos. I actually had that guy as a dog selected. And, dude, Ashmos is powerful and good on the feet especially. And, dude, he walked into one, like... He kind of, like, dude, is a weird kind of setup. Like, these tall guys sometimes, like, I'm tall too. I always worry about that. If I was in, like, a street fight, I'd be like, man, my chin is, like, right up in the air. But, yeah, it's, like, really high. And, like, as you try to evade, like, normally you're used to, like, getting out of the way. But if you get fooled by a combo and then, you know, the opponent steps through with, like, a big left hand, like caught Patterson, dude, that's, like, a recipe to get really knocked down bad. Because you're kind of, like, high and, like, going backwards. You kind of get knocked up and then you fall backwards. It's just bad. And that's what happened to him last time. And I didn't like that look, obviously. But I thought he was pretty... You know what? No, I don't think he's good. I think Yohan Lianesse is probably going to beat him. But I don't think Lianesse is anything special. You know what I mean? This guy's only 9-2. I don't think he's ever really fought anyone that good. What was his last fight? Oh, he fought Mike Mallott. Yeah, Mallott subbed him instantly. Mallott's good. We're going to talk about him later. He's going to win too. Yeah, I mean, Darian Weeks, Gabe Green, dude. I don't think really you want to bet on this, but I'm going Yohan Lianesse just because of how bad Sam Patterson looked last time. That's literally the only reason. And I think he's a little bit, like, more experienced and just in, I would say probably, I don't know. These two guys are not that good. Both coming off losses. Like, I don't like to bet on guys coming off losses usually, unless they're, like, good losses. And those ones probably weren't good. No, they weren't good losses. One was a vicious sub. And the other one was a bad knockout, like more vicious than the sub. So, like, I would not recommend betting on those guys. I don't think they're that good. All right, on to the regular prelims. Those were the early prelims, by the way. Polyana Viana versus Gillian Robertson, another girls' fight. This one's in the strawweight division. She lost by sub. Let me see. Yeah, this girl, Lasmin Lucindo. I don't really know this girl very much. yeah, she beat Brogan Walker too. Like, dude, that girl's terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think like Julian Robertson is Canadian, right? So she's also in front of her home crowd. But Polyana Viana's like, she has her ways to win fights too. I'm just trying to think about it. I mean, Gillian Robertson probably pulls off a sub. Actually, nah. I don't think that happens. Gillian Robertson's only 28. I feel like I've been watching her for years. She's been in the UFC for a while. What are Viana's last couple look like? This is Colby's girl, right? Okay, so she lost to whatever head and arm choke in the second round to Lucindo. Jinyu Frey, she beat. Dude, I remember that. That is a funny knockout. Okay, if you want to see a funny KO, go back and watch Jinyu Frey versus Polyana Viana. And Viana's striking actually looked good in that fight. So then she lost to Tabitha Ricci, who's like not great but not terrible. Actually, yeah, not terrible. She gets a lot of wins. Bad decision wins. I don't know why. I think we know why. Mallory Martin, armbar. Like, I don't know. Emily Whitmer. She beats a couple of girls. Like, she's like a 50-50 fighter to me. And at one point she lost 3 in a row. Although she fought JJ Aldrich, Hannah Cyphers, and Veronica Hardy, who are all good. So I feel like she loses. Like, if you're good, she'll lose to you. But if you're bad, she'll probably beat you. So, like, I don't think that Robertson is good. I don't think Gillian Robertson is good. I think Polyana Viana is going to win. And I think she's an underdog too, so there you go. This guy, okay, why are they the hardest names to pronounce? Sirhey Sidey versus Ramon Tavares. Okay, I actually have Ramon Tavares as an underdog here. They have this guy Sirhey Sidey as the favorite. Let's take a look. Oh, he's Canadian. Oh, traditionally as a Canadian, I meant to say this, I don't usually bet on Canadians. I meant to tell you that. But, like, it's been a thing, like, even in golf, like, over the last couple of years, like, we've just been trash at golf. But now, boom. Last, like, 3 years, we got, like, a bunch of the beauties coming up. Okay, so this guy is winning by KO. So this guy's dusting people. This City guy. Who's he fighting? This guy Tavares, I mean. Let's see what this guy's saying. Oh, sorry, I'm on ESPN, which is just brutal. Just trying to look at his overall stats and his record here. I like to see who they fought recently and like what promotion, because no one really knows like that much about these guys. You know what I mean? 10-1, 9-2. This is what we were talking about. Like, who knows, right? So he knocked a guy out in the Contender Series. Oh, in 30 seconds. Jeez. Okay. So he melted a guy, but he also got dusted. Oh wait, what? These guys fought before? Oh, no way. Tavares. Oh yeah, that's right. They fought before in Contender Series. I actually remember this. Dude, okay, but still, no way. Yo, I have Ramon Tavares. Yeah, I have Tavares. Yeah, it was a quick KO in the first. Yeah, I think it doesn't happen like that this time, and I think that's why the odds are reflecting like that. Okay, yeah, we're going with Tavares to avenge the loss. I like that. All right. What's next? Okay, Charles Jourdain and Sean Woodson. Dude, okay, so Sean Woodson was, again, part of one of the funniest fights I've ever seen. Like, this fight is funny. So he's fighting, who is he fighting? Dude, I forget the guy's name. Here, we're going to take a look. Okay, so he's fighting, let me see. Oh yeah, Luis Saldana. Okay, so he's fighting Luis Saldana, and Luis Saldana is stinging him with everything. He's literally sniping him with stuff. Jabs. He's hitting him with these long shots. He's lining him up, right? And at one point, Woodson is out. The sniper is like out on his feet. He gets up. He's stumbling around. Luis Saldana's like around celebrating. It's like, dude, go finish the fight. So he goes in to finish the fight, and Sean Woodson escapes. So then he gets dropped again, so badly. So instead of just going in to finish the fight again, Luis Saldana runs in and just blasts him with an illegal knee. Like, dude, what are you doing? It was like one of the most low IQ fight moments I've ever seen. This guy's built like Dude, this guy's built all legs, bro. Woodson's all legs. So, like, he's got that pop, pop, like, long lank, but, like, yeah, like, ultimate lank, where, like, he doesn't have any body. His body ends, like, here, and then just legs. So, like, I don't know, he doesn't seem, like, very, like, durable. It's not a durable build, in my opinion. And the fact that he has to fight Charles Jourdain, who has, like, he's not, like, a crazy finisher, but has power and will be willing to send it, especially in front of the Canadian crowd. Dude, Charles Jourdain's going to win this fight, I think. I think it's, like, a setup. For Jourdain. Okay, that's it. He's gonna knock him out. I think it's gonna be a finish, or like a club and sub type of deal, you know, and knock him down and just submit him. Okay, let's take a look. What else we got? We're going through this pretty quick. Good. Brad Katona and Garrett Armfield. Dude, Brad Katona looks like a super big time weirdo. I don't know why. He's just got that like serial killer weirdo kind of look. I don't know. No offense to the guy, but he's got that weird look to him. And he seemed like, yeah, he's got the glasses. He looks like Clark Kent, but like from Wish. Yeah, I don't really like this dude. I feel like he was on the weakest season ever of Ultimate Fighter. I watched that. I was like snoring through the entire thing. Look at this guy with his glasses. Like this is I'll show you the picture I'm looking at. He just looks like a psycho. I don't know. Anyway, I think he's gonna beat Garrett Armfield because I don't think Garrett Armfield's that good. What's Armfield saying in his last couple? Let's see. Sorry. I mean, I hate to even spend too much time on this fight because like it's. I think I honestly already have my opinion. I think. Alright, so he beat Kazama last time. And then he lost to David Onama. Onama's not very good. Actually, he's not terrible. Then he lost to Mateo Vogel. Like, who even is that? CFFC? Dude, if you're losing in CFFC, like Cage Fury, I don't know. If you're losing not even on the UFC, I don't think you're going to do well in the UFC. And this guy, honestly, as weird as Katana looks, he actually has skills. And he's 15-2, so it's a pretty savage record. And I don't even know if the Ultimate Fighter one's going to that. I'm not sure. I don't care. Okay, on to the main card. Movsar Evloev. So, Evloev, I don't know how you say his name. This guy is has the least amount of finishing potential I've seen of any fighter that I've ever watched fight. He has pillows for hands. Like, I'm not even joking. I've never seen him even wobble anyone. I watched all his fights today. Not all of them. He has 17 wins. I watched all of his fights in the UFC. This guy has zero power. Like, he has no power. He wrestles a lot. It's like, he has pretty good striking, but he doesn't have striking like Arnold Allen. Like, Arnold Allen has striking. Like, he will hit you, and it'll hurt. Also has pillow hands, because he always breaks his hands, apparently. But he has power. Make no mistake. And this is a big fight for him. Shutting down an undefeated 17-0 Movsar is really, really going to be... it would be a big point in his career, I think. People would really take him serious. He'd get moved to 20-2 with his record. It just looks a little better, too, when you get to promote him. I think Evloev is due for a loss. I watched a couple of his fights, and I was like, I just don't love his... I don't want to say his overall style, but I guess I should say his overall style. I don't really like exactly how he looks in there. I mean, he's almost looking for a way to manufacture the takedown. He's trying to... You can tell what he's trying to go for. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain fighters where they have a telegraph style, and it's like, you know what I'm going to do and you can't stop me. Like Habib or like... who else is like dominant in a certain style like that? I'm not sure. Anyway, people that can like wrestle really well can just impose a will that the opponent doesn't want, and you have no necessarily way to stop it. Like you know it's coming, but it's tough to stop. I don't know. Anyway, let's see here. Anyway, what I'm saying is that I think Arnold Allen is explosive and athletic enough to kind of counter that style and make it a more frenetic and hectic pace, to the point where hands are just going to be getting thrown and someone gets dropped. But I think pillow hands Evloev is not going to drop Arnold Allen, who has a chin. He's tough. I saw him standing with Dan Hooker, a 55er, and just give him hell. Right? Like, he was throwing bombs in that fight and landing, and Dan Hooker didn't like it. So, and Hooker's nails. So I think I'm pretty sure he's an underdog, and I think that's definitely a good dog to take. Evloev will probably smother him and make it a boring fight if he wins, so it'll probably be by decision. So you either go Evloev by decision or Arnold Allen by decision or KO. That'd be my guess. And Arnold Allen KO in front of the hyped up Canadian crowd, first fight on the main card, I think it could happen. Okay, moving up. Chris Curtis and Marc-Andre Barriault. Okay, so Barriault, power bar, our guy. I like power bar. He's pretty solid. He's nothing special. He's like, dude, he's like Canadian Chris Curtis, pretty much, you know? He's like white Chris Curtis. I love Chris Curtis too, the action man. He's one of those guys that stands in there kind of low volume and then waits to snipe his shot. And on power bar, that's going to be a hard shot to find. He's actually a pretty good kickboxer on the feet. He'll stand there and make it a close but kind of frustrating fight for Chris Curtis. I think Marc-Andre Barriault has a chance to upset Curtis here, but at the same time, Curtis does have that pretty high level of power and like athleticism, explosiveness. He's tricky on the feet, man. Like when Chris Curtis strikes, he like kind of rotates into his strikes and like he can put like a nice left on you where you're not expecting it, and it'll drop you. Like you can go back through a couple of his fights and you can see he drop people in like really like intricate, interesting ways. I like Chris Curtis, but I think power bar's a good dog if he's a dog. In front of the home crowd as well, yeah, he could get a decision. Okay, moving up, Neil Magny versus Mallott. Dude, I think, okay, this is a big deal for me. So I think Mike Mallott is our best fighter right now. He's really reckless right now, but I think he likes to put on a show. He's got all finishes, by the way. He's 10-1 or 10-1-1 or something. And let me see. He's 10-1-1. Yeah, 10-1-1. 32 years old, so I think he's starting to mature a little bit, and he's finally understanding, you know, I can't just stand in there like I did against Mickey Gall and just start wailing until one of us goes down, because he probably will get the win in that style against a Mickey Gall. And Neil Magny's right on that cusp of, like, you can almost go do that to him. And so this is what I'm saying. So Ian Gary just punished Neil Magny's legs, like, very soft, like, kind of approach to taking on Neil Magny, who's, like, a veteran. Like, you... At this point in his career, Magny, respect, man. He's a good fighter, fights so often. Like, he's been in the UFC forever. He's seen it all. And I think you got to finish him as Ian Gary. You have to finish that guy. Like, I'm sure he's, like, it's weird because Ian Gary's finishing guys all the time, but he wasn't able to finish Neil Magny. I think Mike Mallott is going to go out there and actually make a statement by finishing Neil Magny. So I think he either knocks him out or drops him and submits him, because Mallott's got good jiu-jitsu. And I think Neil Magny's just getting up there and he's not moving as quickly as he used to. And Mike Mallott's super athletic and explosive, just a classic Canadian, like, looks like a hockey player, you know what I mean? He looks like one of the boys, like that is dedicated to killing people. So I think he's going to win. It's a setup fight for him again, tailored. And it's interesting to see, like, two really good prospects in welterweight, 170. They both take on Neil Magny, and we'll see if Mallott can do what I don't want to say anything bad about him, but you know what I want to say about Gary. Okay, moving up. Let's see. So, Raquel Pennington versus Mayra Bueno Silva. So I think Mayra Bueno Silva is going to win. I think she's more marketable. She's better for the UFC in general, like business-wise. And I think Pennington, I mean, let's take a look. Pennington's old. She's 35. It's not old, but you know what I mean? For the game, it's old. And if we take a look at her last few, right? So she hasn't fought this year, obviously. She fought Ketlin Vieira. It was almost a year ago. So a year ago. Literally over a year ago. Ketlin Vieira, she got a decision. Ketlin Vieira is a big lumbering oaf. If you have any kind of like movement, you can definitely beat her. Her fight against Aldana got canceled. Raquel Pennington beat Aspen Ladd, who is trash. I don't like Aspen Ladd at all. She, to me, seems like the least athletic person on the roster. Straight up. I think Aspen Ladd is so unathletic. When you see her and you see her body style, and she's just like, dude, like, you better beat her if you're a fighter. You know, if you want to make it here. Anyway, so Raquel Pennington is just, like, kind of the old generation, I want to say. Like, she's been fighting since 2013 is when she went tough against Modafferi. Roxanne's the GOAT. Anyway, she's just been fighting forever, and I think it's time for Bueno Silva just to take over. She's 32, she's a little younger, and she's just really good. Like, I like the way she fights. She's got more submission attempts, submission attempts and actual submissions. I think she's good. She dusted Landsberg, who has a salty record, 10-8. My goodness, you better beat her. So yeah, honestly, her level of competition is not great. But she went to decision with Fiorot, who's a pretty good fighter. The French girl, Manon Fiorot, she's cool. You know what? Like, I just when I look at women's fights, I look at finishing potential, because if you get a girl that's going in there and getting a bunch of decisions over and over and over, it's like, it's not impressive to me. Like, you know what I mean? Anyone can go in there and kind of dance around and point fight your way to a win. But, like, the girls that are getting in there, submitting people, getting some knockouts, you can see they have some power and, like, actual intent in their fight style. I'll pick her. I'll pick them. Sorry, my light just went out. It's probably gonna get worse. Whatever. We're on the main event. Okay, that's it. Obviously, I have to. Oh, dude, this is one that I don't even know. Like between Strickland and Du Plessis, like, dude, I don't know. Sean Strickland looks like he's in phenomenal shape. First of all, actually, hold on. I gotta think about this one. I think Sean Strickland outboxes him and outcardios him. He looks like he's in unreal shape, and I think Du Plessis is so hazardous that he might walk into a good shot by Sean early. Have to respect the power a little bit more. And I don't know how well Dricus fights when he's going back. I know his only loss is way back to RoboCop, the other RoboCop, Roberto Soldic. And he had him going backwards. Every time Du Plessis tried to take a step forward, Soldic would meet him with a straight shot. And he wasn't allowing him to get those like running combos where Du Plessis just like chug, 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 chug. Like, you know what I mean? He throws left, right, left, right, left, right. And then he'll connect with it. I don't see him landing that kind of stuff on Strickland. Strickland has really good defense, man. Like, when I watch that Izzy fight, I'm just impressed on how difficult it looks to hit that guy when he's on. And I don't know if Sean Strickland just had the ultra performance and rocked Izzy in the first, and maybe that made him scared and just fight different, just try not to get knocked out and lose. But I could see Strickland actually finishing Du Plessis. I could see Du Plessis kind of running into one. Although, I don't know, man. Maybe Du Plessis could catch him. It's a very close fight. I don't recommend betting on this fight, and main events are what will get you. Dude, that's a really difficult pick, actually. I don't know who to pick officially. This is not much of a video. I think I'm going to have to go with Sean Strickland. I'm going to go with Strickland. He's super hyped up in front of the crowd. I think he's going to really bring it and try to defend. Yeah, okay, I'm deciding. Yeah, Sean Strickland. He's going to bring it to him, and Du Plessis is going to look tired, and he's going to make him gas in this one. It's a 5-rounder. And he's going to be kind of swinging wildly, and he's going to get gassed. Okay, yeah, that's my guess. My guess is Sean Strickland ends up getting him. Probably by late round TKO or decision. Actually, yeah, Sean by decision after laying a beating on Dricus Du Plessis. All right. My foot's hurting. I got to probably go to the hospital either tonight or tomorrow to get this thing x-rayed, and we'll see you next time.